Bono knew him as well, too, the humanitarian and U2 frontman. He pays tribute to Mandela on a special edition of Time magazine. Bono remembers Mandela's humor and humility. Earlier this year, we sat down with Bono, and he told us how his own activism was inspired by Mandela at an early age.
I've been working for Nelson Mandela pretty much my whole life, since I was 18. U2 did its first anti-apartheid gig. You know, his instruction to be that great generation, you know, he made that incredible speech at Trafalgar Square where he said, the fight against extreme poverty is not the task of charity, it's an act of justice. And that poverty, like apartheid, is not natural, it's man-made. And you know, you must be that generation that takes that on. So that's been my instruction book. I suppose I got to know him over the years and receive his guidance and his wisdom over the years. And even those last moments, it's this incredible defiance. The man who would stand up for an entire day in a courtroom to make a protest over the fact that there were no African blacks in the rugby team. And he wanted everyone to see that an older man could stand up and not have to sit down. A genius of the high ground. People, I'm not sure if people understand that he had an operation on his tear ducts, because when he worked on Robben Island in the salt mines, the salt sort of burned out his tear ducts. So this man, this figure that will be remembered not just in South Africa, not just in Africa, but from China, Asia, everywhere. The man who could move so many people to tears himself could not cry. And I don't know why that just really sticks with me, but that's defiance and humor, wicked sense of humor. Oh, what would you want to speak to an old man like me for?
I'm struck by two things. One is a sense of justice, which he mentioned with you, and forgiveness. Sitting in the front row of his inaugural were his jailers. Colin Powell said to me, he saw them there and he said to a South African who was sitting next to him, "Who are those men?" And they said he wanted his jailers to be in the front row. Forgiveness. There was also reconciliation, which took place because of him. And it seems to me that if there was not a word for dignity, Nelson Mandela would have defined it. Clearly courage, clearly a
self-effacing humor, mischief. There's that. I mean, and I think, by the way, and Tutu, his partner, is the same. There's mischief in those eyes. They're refusing to be saints, you know, and they are. A defining moment of all our lives was Nelson Mandela's long walk to freedom.
And so it's always a sense of being able to see the entirety of the context of everybody's life.
But a great boss to have. If you're going to be told what to do.
Let it be Nelson Mandela.
Let it be Nelson Mandela.
Thank you.